On the chilly evening of December 31st, as New Year's Eve celebrations were brewing, a quiet suburban neighborhood was shaken to its core. The local police, on routine patrol, stumbled upon a scene that would mark the beginning of a harrowing series of events. In a normally tranquil area, a house lay in disarray, a clear sign of a violent home invasion. This was just the first of many that would haunt the community that night. Within hours, similar reports flooded the precinct. Each account was more alarming than the last, painting a picture of a series of meticulously planned and brutally executed invasions. The lack of evidence and clues left behind at each scene indicated that this was the work of professionals. The local police force, unaccustomed to such orchestrated violence, quickly rallied, forming special units to scour the neighborhood and gather any shred of evidence. As the investigation unfolded, the police realized they were dealing with an adversary unlike any they had encountered before. The precision of the crimes, the lack of witnesses, and the sheer audacity of striking on such a festive night all pointed to a deeply calculating and dangerous group of perpetrators. Central to this narrative is Detective Elizabeth Martinez, a seasoned officer with sharp instincts and a keen eye for detail. With her raven hair and piercing green eyes, she stood out not just for her striking appearance, but for her relentless pursuit of justice. Elizabeth, known for her athletic prowess, was often seen jogging through the neighborhood she now fiercely protected, her mind racing to piece together the puzzle of these crimes. Elizabeth's dedication to her work was matched only by her commitment to her community. She had risen through the ranks of the police force, earning respect for her intuitive approach to solving complex cases. Her life, however, was not without its struggles. A single mother of two, she juggled her demanding career with the challenges of raising her children, all while dealing with the shadows of a past marriage that had ended in mysterious circumstances. As New Year's Eve turned into a long, harrowing night, Elizabeth and her team worked tirelessly, combing through the scenes, interviewing terrified witnesses, and trying to anticipate the invaders' next move. With each passing hour, the pressure mounted, and the fear that the assailants would strike again grew. The community held its breath, waiting for the police to unravel the mystery and restore peace to their shaken neighborhood. The case took a dramatic turn when a crucial piece of evidence was uncovered, leading Elizabeth down a path filled with danger and unexpected revelations. The investigation revealed a tangled web of secrets, lies, and betrayals, challenging Elizabeth's skills and threatening to unravel the very fabric of her life. As the story of New Year's nightmare unfolds, we are drawn into a world where the line between right and wrong blurs, where a dedicated detective races against time to catch a ruthless adversary, and where the safety of a community hangs in the balance. This is a tale of suspense, mystery, and the relentless pursuit of justice in the face of overwhelming odds. As the investigation into the New Year's Eve home invasions deepened, Detective Elizabeth Martinez and her team discovered that these crimes were not isolated incidents. They were, in fact, intricately connected to a much larger and more sinister plot, one that extended far beyond the quiet suburban neighborhood. The team's relentless pursuit of clues led them to uncover a network operating from a border town, meticulously guarded by corrupt police officers. This group, though small in scale, had a significant influence in the trafficking of psychoactive substances in the South. The police's efforts eventually led to a breakthrough. A former member of the group, caught in a separate sting operation, was willing to talk. His testimony painted a picture of a criminal enterprise far more complex and far-reaching than anyone had anticipated. The ringleader of this operation was none other than Allan Carrera, a seemingly respectable entrepreneur with deep-seated ties to the criminal underworld. Allan, who had grown up under the shadow of his father's illegal dealings, had taken the family business to new, albeit dark, heights. Despite his youthful appearance and charm, Allan was deeply involved in a range of illicit activities, from drug trafficking to money laundering. Allan's personal life was just as tumultuous. His marriage to a high school sweetheart, though passionate, was short-lived. The birth of their daughter was not enough to keep the family together, and Allan's increasing absences and obsession with his work led to an inevitable divorce. Heartbroken and struggling with loneliness, Allan found solace in alcohol, spiraling into a deep depression. It was during this vulnerable time that Allan crossed paths with Maria Alejandra, the daughter of the famous psychiatrist Alberto. Alejandra, herself recovering from a difficult divorce, was a woman of striking beauty and intelligence. Her life as a successful psychotherapist was a facade that hid her own turbulent emotions and unresolved issues. The intersection of Allan's and Alejandra's lives was no mere coincidence. Alejandra, upon learning about Allan's condition from her father, saw in him not just a patient, but an opportunity. She manipulated the situation to bring Allan into her care, embarking on a dangerous game of seduction and deceit. Their relationship progressed rapidly, with Alejandra skillfully pulling the strings. Allan, captivated by her charm and unaware of her manipulative nature, quickly fell into her web. The couple's marriage, hastened and shrouded in secrecy, was a far cry from the fairy tale it appeared to be. Behind the closed doors of their seemingly perfect home, tensions mounted. Alejandra's true nature began to surface. Her fits of rage and unpredictable behavior put a strain on the marriage. Allan, increasingly isolated from his friends and family, found himself trapped in a toxic and volatile relationship. The situation reached a breaking point when Alejandra, consumed by jealousy and paranoia, decided to take matters into her own hands. Convinced of Allan's infidelity, she began plotting a sinister plan to rid herself of her husband once and for all. Allan, oblivious to the storm brewing around him, continued his daily routine. His occasional visits to his family were the only respite from the growing tension at home. However, these visits only fueled Alejandra's anger and deepened the rift between them. The climax of this twisted saga occurred on a fateful October night. After a heated argument, Alejandra executed her plan with chilling precision. She drugged Allan's milk, a part of his nightly routine, and as he lay unconscious, she carried out her gruesome act. As the police pieced together the puzzle, the depth of Alejandra's deception and the darkness of her intentions became horrifyingly clear. Detective Martinez, leading the investigation, found herself delving into a world where the lines between victim and perpetrator, love and hate, were blurred beyond recognition. The case, which started as a series of home invasions, had unraveled into a complex web of crime, passion, and betrayal. For Detective Martinez, this was not just a pursuit of justice. It was a journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche. As she delved deeper into the investigation, she confronted not only the demons of those involved, but also her own, challenging her beliefs about right and wrong, and testing the limits of her resolve and dedication. In the wake of the horrifying discovery of Allan Carrera's dismembered body, the suburban community was engulfed in a state of shock and disbelief. Detective Elizabeth Martinez, leading the investigation, knew that the key to solving this gruesome crime lay in meticulous police work and an unwavering pursuit of justice. Alejandra's brutal act of smothering her husband with a pillow was just the beginning of her descent into a dark and twisted path. Her methodical approach to dismembering the body, using an electric saw stolen from a neighbor's garden, demonstrated a chilling level of premeditation and sadism. The forensic analysis of the crime scene and the dismembered body parts would later become central to the investigation, revealing the depths of Alejandra's depravity. As Alejandra attempted to cover her tracks by scattering her husband's remains across the city, Detective Martinez and her team embarked on a race against time to piece together the puzzle. The distribution of the body parts across significant distances was a deliberate attempt by Alejandra to mislead the investigation. However, her meticulous planning was not without flaws. The key turning point in the investigation came when a vigilant neighbor, disturbed by Alejandra's suspicious early morning activities, alerted the authorities. This seemingly minor observation set off a cascade of events that would eventually lead to Alejandra's downfall. Forensic experts played a crucial role in the investigation, employing advanced techniques to identify the remains. Despite Alejandra's efforts to remove identifying features, the forensic team was able to confirm that the body parts belonged to Allan Carrera. The use of DNA analysis, dental records, and other forensic methods mirrored the procedures seen in high-profile true crime documentaries and serial killer cases. As the evidence mounted, the police executed a search warrant on Allan's home and office. The discovery of fresh earth in the backyard led to the gruesome find of Allan's fingers and teeth, further cementing Alejandra's guilt. The crime scene analysis revealed traces of blood in various locations, including the trunk of Alejandra's car, pointing to her direct involvement in the murder. Alejandra's initial denial of her guilt quickly crumbled under the weight of overwhelming evidence. The testimony of the elderly witness, coupled with the forensic evidence, painted a clear picture of the timeline and method of the murder. The police's meticulous gathering of evidence and adherence to strict procedural protocols exemplified the best practices in modern policing and criminal investigation. The use of CCTV footage played a pivotal role in the investigation, tracking Alejandra's movements and corroborating the witness's testimony. This level of surveillance and technological integration highlighted the advancements in law enforcement techniques, similar to those seen in missing person cases and high-profile criminal investigations. On December 10, 2014, the jury delivered a verdict of life imprisonment for Alejandra, recognizing the brutality of the murder and the calculated effort to conceal it. The trial, though closed to the public and the press, was a testament to the complexities and challenges of the justice system. The involvement of Alejandra's father, using his influence to protect his daughter, added another layer of intrigue and moral ambiguity to the case. The tragic story of Alejandra's first husband also resurfaced during the trial, raising questions about her history of violence and the possibility of her father's complicity. However, due to the passage of time and lack of concrete evidence, this line of inquiry remained unresolved. Alejandra's case was a stark reminder of the devastating impact of unchecked mental health issues and the dangerous consequences of abuse of power and position. Her sense of invulnerability, fueled by her previous acquittal, had led to a tragic outcome that shook the community to its core. As the case drew to a close, the focus shifted to the aftermath of the crime. The loss of Allan Carrera left an indelible mark on his family, particularly his grandfather, who succumbed to heart disease following the ordeal. The decision to award Allan's estate to his family was a small consolation in the face of irrevocable loss. The New Year's nightmare case, with its blend of police procedural, forensic analysis, and the psychological unraveling of a killer, provided a harrowing insight into the complexities of human nature and the relentless pursuit of justice. For Detective Martinez and her team, it was a case that tested their skills, their resolve, and their understanding of the depths of human depravity. In the end, justice was served, but the scars left behind would linger long after the case was closed.
Thanks for exploring the chilling world of true crime with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell button for more mysteries and criminal insights. Stay alert, stay curious, and keep unraveling the mysteries. Until next time, take care.